Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The Foreign Minister is currently in London, the United Kingdom, for the 10th Commonwealth Youth Ministers meeting. Pakistan is chairing this forum after 3 decades. Ministers and delegates from 56 Commonwealth nations are participating in this meeting. The theme of the ministerial meeting is Aiming Higher, Delivering More for Young People in the Commonwealth. Ministers are holding discussions on delivering more for young people through the power of technology, meaningful youth engagement, inclusive and accessible education, sustainable future, and exploring opportunities in youth entrepreneurship and employment. They have also discussed best practices and policy coherence through engagement, education, employment, and environment for the Commonwealth's youth. In his various interventions, the Foreign Minister has presented steps taken by Pakistan in youth development through Prime Minister's Youth Programme, which prioritizes empowering marginalized youths, including girls, minorities, and those with disabilities. Foreign Minister has also highlighted Pakistan's programs for training and capacity building of the youth and their enhanced involvement in high-tech industries, information and communication technology, and environmental conservation. Yesterday, the Foreign Minister chaired a climate change roundtable as part of the CYMM, where he stressed the urgent need for collective action, underscoring the crucial role of Commonwealth youth in advocating for climate solutions. He highlighted Pakistan's experiences, especially the need for international cooperation in building climate resilience and achieving sustainable development goals. On the sidelines, the Foreign Minister has held productive conversations with ministers and delegations, including Secretary General of Commonwealth, UK's Minister for Commonwealth, Sri Lanka's Minister for Sports and Youth Affairs, Rwanda's Youth Minister, Samoa's Minister for Women, Community and Social Development, Jamaica's Education and Youth Minister. Pakistan's Special Representative on Afghanistan, Ambassador Asif Durrani, paid a 2-day visit to Iran from 11th to 12th of September. He held wide-ranging discussions with his Iranian counterpart, Ali Komi, and called on Foreign Minister of Iran, Amir Abdullahian. The visit reflects Pakistan's commitment to closely work with other neighboring countries in promoting the shared ideal of peace and stability in Afghanistan. Today, I would like to talk about the situation of women in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, where human rights violations continue unabated. Women in IIOJK have frequently been target of violence and aggression as a means to punishing their families and communities for standing up against illegal and forcible Indian occupation. Abduction and harassment of young women during the so-called cordon and search operations has been used as a punitive tool by Indian occupation forces to punish entire communities. These acts of violence against women are enabled through a pervasive culture of impunity, reinforced by draconian laws such as Armed Forces Special Powers Act that shield the Indian security forces from prosecution from their crimes of sexual violence. Lack of accountability of perpetrators and absence of justice for victims of rape in the occupied region continue to define India's deliberate disregard of rule of law and human rights. These human rights violations must end so that the women of IIOJK can live in peace and dignity. Now an upcoming visit announcement. Prime Minister Anwarul Haq Kakar will participate in the high-level debate of the 78th session of the UN General Assembly in New York from 18th to 23rd of September. Foreign Minister Jalil Abbas Gilani will accompany the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister will address the UN General Assembly on the 22nd of September. He will outline Pakistan's perspective on a range of regional and global issues of concern, including the Jammu and Kashmir dispute, which is among the longest standing unresolved items on the UN agenda. The Prime Minister will elaborate on the significant measures being taken by the caretaker government to consolidate Pakistan's economic recovery and efforts to mobilize domestic and external investment. The Prime Minister will also participate in a summit on the Sustainable Development Goals and other high-level meetings organized under the auspices of the UN General Assembly. These will afford valuable platforms to deliberate on effective measures required at the global level for addressing the most pressing economic and development challenges confronting the Global South in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic, geopolitical contestations, and climate change. On the sidelines of UNGA session, the Prime Minister will hold bilateral meetings with counterparts from various countries as well as with heads of international organizations, philanthropic organizations, and corporate leaders. He will also avail of the opportunity to engage with other heads of state and government attending the UNGA session during, during the various activities organized on the sidelines. The Prime Minister will also hold interactions with the international media. Pakistan sees the United Nations as the most representative and inclusive forum of the nation states. The Prime Minister's participation in the General Assembly is a demonstration of Pakistan's abiding commitment to multilateralism, with the UN playing a pivotal role in international affairs for promoting peace and prosperity worldwide. I thank you.